and 53. Okay, we are going to join with a beginning 3 treble cluster in any chain 2 corner space. Okay, so as if you were going to make a standing treble into the space, and then you're going to go through 2 and through 2, okay, and you leave, so that's a partial treble that we've made, so you leave the last yarn over and through 2, and then we're going to go a second and then third partial treble, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Okay, chain 3 and then a 3 treble cluster in the same space. Okay, so each corner is a 3 treble cluster, chain 3, 3 treble cluster. There we go. Okay. Okay, as we work across the side, we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, 3 treble cluster in the next stitch. You're going to do that 19 times. Okay, so let me come back to you once I have repeated that. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, 3 treble cluster in the next stitch, 19 times. Okay, so your 19th 3 treble cluster falls into the first single crochet there. Okay, you'll also notice as you come along that your clusters fall in your front post double crochets and in the double crochets made into the single crochets. So do make sure that you're hitting those, and that when you start off and you skip that very first stitch, you are looking at the posts to make sure that you're not skipping an extra stitch at the beginning. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch, we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next 3. Okay, so that cluster's made into the first single crochet. We've then got a chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet, half double crochet, 3 single crochet. Okay, then we've got a little repeat that we're going to do. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, and make sure you don't skip that first one. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and you're going to do that 3 times. Okay, so we're working a stitch into every stitch and chain space. Okay, so I've done that repeat 3 times, and then we're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet excuse me, in the next 3 stitches, and we're going to do that twice. Okay, so into the chain space and into the next 3. Okay, half double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and then chain 1, skip the next stitch, 3 treble cluster in the next stitch. Okay, and again we are going to repeat that 19 times. When you come to the end of the side and you've done your 19th repeat, you are going to end with your last cluster, 3 treble cluster, in the last but one stitch. You'll then chain 1, skip that last stitch, and then make your corners as we did at the beginning. 3 treble cluster, chain 3, 3 treble cluster. Okay, so once you've worked all the way round, join to your beginning 3 treble cluster, fasten off and secure your ends. And again, check with the PDF for all your stitch counts, etc. And don't worry, things aren't straight yet. Okay, so there is a bit of a dip and all the rest of it because we've not finished building up our corners yet. Okay, round 54. Okay, more puff clusters in this round. So on the pattern you've got the instruction for the puff cluster, and it tells you which rounds you're working into, but it is quite simple that we're going to be working into our skipped stitches again. Okay, so let's start off by joining with a standing front post double crochet around the last stitch of any side. Okay, corners, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Okay, this is again to keep our corners nice and square and to stop them rounding. 1, 2 and 3. Sorry about the wind chimes, it's very windy here today. We're in between 2 storms. Okay, so each of your corners, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. And then we're going to do a repeat of front post double around the next stitch, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and we're going to do that 20 times. Okay, so where our edge was looking a bit wobbly and flimsy, you can now see that it's sitting nice and flat and straight. Okay, and our 20th repeat brings us to this last chain 1 space here. Okay, we're then going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so remember, as we did down here, each time your last single crochet will come into the stitch after chain 1 space. Okay, and your puff cluster is made up of 2 stitches, so these are the 2 that you're going to skip, and then when you make your next stitch after the puff cluster, the one you will work into is this one that's made into the chain 1 space. So let me just zoom in again so that you can see this nice and clearly. Okay, so we're going to come back not into the chain 1 space but into the stitch, pull up a loop from behind and pull all the way up so that your hook sits on top of your working round. Yarn over, back into the stitch, pull up another loop and up so that your hook, sorry I'm losing everything here, your hook sits on top of the round. Just hold your finger onto the back of your work, then you're going to come down into this next skip stitch, grab a loop, pull all the way up. Okay, yarn over, back in, pull all the way up. Let's get some more yarn. Hold it with your finger into the next skip stitch, which is below this chain 1 space, all the way up, yarn over, in, all the way up, yarn over through all of those loops, and then chain 1. Okay, so you've got, these are the top loops from your puff cluster, that's your chain 1, so you've got 2 stitches there. Okay, there's the stitch made into the chain 1 space. So we are then going to single crochet in the next 8 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so again you can see we're in the stitch after the chain 1 space. Okay, you're going to repeat that 3 times, and you're then going to make another puff cluster in the skipped stitches here, remembering that you will skip those 2 stitches, and I'll come back to you once I've done that. Okay, so that's my last puff cluster made. So again, the stitch that's above the chain, or made into the chain 1 space, is the next one you're going to work into. So we're going to single crochet in, let me just see, the next stitch, half double crochet in the next 2, and double crochet in the next 3. Okay, so it's not quite the same as the other end, because at the other end, the beginning, hold on, let's come back here, we did 3 double crochet, 2 half double and 2 single. Okay, whereas at this end we've only done 1 single, 2 half double, 3 double, and then we go back into the repeat of double crochet in the chain 1 space and double crochet, front post double crochet around the next stitch, which is the cluster. Again, you're going to do that 20 times, okay, which will take you right up to that last stitch. Okay, so again, go back as many times as you need to check how to make those puff clusters. Check with your pattern for your stitch counts, and once you've completed all the way round, join to your standing front post double crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 55. Okay, we have got a hint in the pattern to note that each puff cluster is made of 2 stitches. You've got the top 2 loops of the actual stitch and then the chain 1. Okay, so I will remind you of that when we get there. Okay, we're going to join with a standing single crochet in the last front post double of any side. We are then going to skip the next 3 stitches. Okay, and we are almost repeating what we did down here. So because we've got a stretch, yarn over once into the corner, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, pinch, pull back, pick up the slack yarn, back into your working loop, through 2 and through 2 to complete that first treble and keep the top loops nice and tight. Okay, so it's 4 treble, chain 1, oops, and 4 treble. So 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and 1, 2, 3, oops, and 4. Okay, now as we're working across, remember, because you've got a lot of stitches in one stitch, or in this case in the corner space, look at your posts, okay, because you can see that the top loops of this stitch are completely hidden. So to make sure that you don't skip more stitches than you should, always look at the posts. Okay, we're going to skip the next 3 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, skip the next 3 stitches, and then in the next stitch we are going to make a shell like we have in the corner of 4 treble, chain 1, 4 treble. We're going to do that 6 times, okay? So let me come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so our 6th repeat ends here, okay? That's in the 2nd half double crochet. So you'll notice as you work along, you start here in a front post double, and then it's every other front post double that you're working into as you go along, okay? So then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one is the first part of that first puff stitch. So the next stitch that we work into is the chain 1 of that puff cluster, okay? And we're going to single crochet excuse me, in the next 29 stitches. Okay, so let me just do a couple more here so that I can show you as we get to the puff cluster. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the actual top loops of the puff cluster. That's the second one, which is the chain 1, and then we go into the normal single crochets again. So it's quite easy to help you to count, to make sure that you've got 2, 4, 6, 8 single crochet and 2 for each cluster as you go across, to a total of 29. Okay, so single crochet number 29 falls into that last single crochet before the last puff cluster. Okay, and then we're going to mirror the other side. So we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So puff cluster, chain 1, next single crochet. That first half double is where we are going to make our next shell of 4 treble, chain 1 and 4 treble. Okay, you're then going to skip 3 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, skip 3 stitches, and then make a shell again of 4 treble, chain 1, 4 treble. You are going to do that 6 times. Okay, so once you've completed your 6th repeat, that's the position of the last single crochet that you'll have made. So you've then got the next 3 stitches to skip before you start again with your repeat in the corner with a shell exactly the same as the others. Okay, So work all the way round, join to that standing single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 56. Okay, again we've got a hint at the beginning. Keep chains the same size as top loops of normal stitches to avoid cupping. Okay, we're going to join with a standing single crochet in any chain 1 corner space, chain 2, single crochet in the same space. Okay, so each of our corners, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. We are then going to chain 4. Okay, and then we've got a repeat treble popcorn in the next single crochet. So we're going to make 5 trebles into that single crochet to make our popcorn. That's 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, lift up under the top 2 loops of the first stitch. Okay, make sure you don't go into the chain but into the stitch, back into the working loop, pull down, pinch and pull through, chain 1 to close. Okay, that's all of the popcorn. We're then going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain 1 space and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then oops, that one didn't work right. Start that again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, and we're going to do that repeat. Treble popcorn into the single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 3. We're going to do that 6 times. Okay, which is going to bring us all the way along to here, where we are. I'll catch up with you once I come down to the end of this repeat. Okay, so our 6th repeat ends here. We're then going to make a treble popcorn in the next single crochet, which is the first of those single crochets. I'm going to chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches. I'm going to make a popcorn, which is 5 double crochet, 3, 4 and 5. Lift up under the top 2 loops of the first stitch, in, pull through and chain 1 to close, chain 2. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and then in the next stitch we're going to make a half double crochet popcorn. Okay, so 5 half double crochet. So we're basically dropping down in size with each popcorn that we're making. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct. Okay, lift up under the top 2 loops of the first half double crochet and in, pull through and chain 1 to close. Okay, so we've got a treble popcorn, then a normal double crochet popcorn, then a half double crochet popcorn, chain 2, skip 2, chain 2, skip 2 in between. Okay, we're then going to chain 1, and we're just going to skip the next stitch, and then we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay. Okay. So you can see we've got the treble popcorn, then the double crochet one, which is the normal standard popcorn, then the half double crochet one, then it's just a chain 1, skip 1 stitch, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next 9 stitches. Okay, once we've completed this round, we'll be just about square. Okay, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and then we are going to mirror what we've done here. Okay, so half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet popcorn in the next stitch, so 5 half double crochets, and 5 into the first stitch, chain 1 to close. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, then a normal popcorn in the next stitch, so that's 5 double crochet, chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to make a treble popcorn in that next stitch so it matches exactly to this. We're then going to repeat this, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3. We're going to do that 6 times, which will effectively bring us to here. Make a treble popcorn in that last single crochet, and then chain 4. Okay, so your corner is single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, got a chain 4 either side, and then as you work between the treble popcorns, these are all chain 3s. Okay, and remember, not too tight because you don't want it to curl up, you want it to sit nice and flat. Your corner might curl up slightly, okay, don't worry about that too much because the next round will sort that all out. Okay, so carry on all the way round. Again, remember, check your pattern for your stitch counts, make sure you've got the right number of popcorns in the right places. Don't forget the decreasing size ones here and the increasing side ones on the other side, from a treble popcorn to a normal double crochet one to a half double crochet one. Okay, make sure that you get all the chains and skip stitches correct in between. Once you're done, join to your standing single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 57. Okay, last round of part 4. Thank goodness, I hear you all say. Okay, so we're going to join with a standing double crochet in the last stitch of any side, so that's your single crochet before the chain 2 corner space. Okay, corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, double crochet in the next stitch, so just pull your corner back so that you can get in there quite easily. Let me just zoom out a weeny bit. Okay, and then we're going to make 4 double crochet in the next chain 4 space. Okay, and then we've got to repeat the same sort of thing that we did down here. Okay, front post double around your popcorn, 3 double crochet in the chain 3 space, double crochet in the next stitch, which is your single crochet, 3 double crochet in your chain 3 space. Okay, so you're matching stitch for stitch and stitch for chain sort of thing as we go along. Okay, so corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the next stitch, 4 double crochet in that chain 4 space, and then I'll repeat front post double, 3 double crochet in the single, 3 double crochet. You're going to do that 6 times. Okay, so our 6th repeat ends here. We are then going to front post double around the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space. I'm going to do that twice. Okay, so front post double and then 2 double crochet, okay, front post double around the next stitch, which is the last of your popcorns. Okay, double crochet in the chain 1 space, and we're then going to double crochet in the next 13 stitches. Now don't miss that first one. Working into a half double after a chain space is always tricky. Okay, so 13 double crochet. Okay, then as we work up towards the corner, we're going to mirror what we did coming away from the other corner. So it's double crochet in the chain 1 space, front post double around your popcorn, and then 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, and we're going to do that twice. Okay, and then front post double around the next stitch, 3 double crochet in the chain 3 space, double crochet into your next stitch, and then 3 double crochet into your chain space. You're going to follow that all the way along. So you'll have a front post double around here, and then remember it's 4 double crochet into the chain 4 space, both before and after your corner. Don't miss making a stitch in each of those single crochets, and your corner is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, as we did at the beginning there. Okay, so all the way round, join to your standing double crochet, fasten off, secure your ends, double check your stitch count. Okay, you should have 121 double crochet, 18 front post double crochet and a chain one corner space. Okay, and work away all of your ends, tidy your work up nice and neat so that you are ready to start with part 5 next.